Hello everyone, let's see how we can solve this problem here. 2 to the power of x plus 4 to the power of x equals 8 to the power of x. What's the value of x? Now we're going to have 2 to the power of x plus this 4. I'm going to rewrite this 4 as 2 to the power of 2. That is, we're going to have 2 to the power of 2, then x, then equals this 8 here. I'm going to rewrite it as 2 to the power of 3. So I'm going to have 2 to the power of 3. Then we have what? We have x. Okay, so we move on. So now from there, we're going to have 2 to the power of x. Okay, plus this will be interchanged. I'm going to interchange it. The x will come in, then 2 will go outside. So that is from the law of indices. I'm going to have what? 2 to the power of x, then to the power of 2. So equals the same thing I'm going to do here. So they have to interchange. X will go in, 3 will go outside. So we're going to have 2 into brackets, or 2 into x, then to the power of 3. Alright, so from there, we move on. So we're going to have let y equals 2 to the power of x. So that is anywhere we see 2 to the power of x from here, okay, we're going to replace it by y. So we're going to have 2 to the power of x is going to be y we have y plus y to the power of 2 equals y to the power of 3. Okay, so we're going to rewrite the equation like this. So taking this y to the power of 3 first, all of this here will be what will be turned to negative. Okay, so we're going to be having minus y squared, then minus y equals what? Equals 0. So now from here, try to factorize y outside because y is common. So we're going to have y into bracket y to the power of 2 here minus y, and this is going to be minus 1, then equals what? Equals 0. So now here we can have y to be equals what? You can have y to be equals 0, or we say y squared minus y minus 1 equals what? Equals 0. But according to what we have here, we said y to be 2 raised to the power of x. So now y cannot be what? 0. I get it now. So we're going to what? We're going to discuss this one. So now let's try to see how we can solve this further. So now solving this further, we're going to have what? We're going to have y to the power of 2, okay, minus y minus 1 equals 0. So let's try to solve this further. Alright, so here, what are we going to do? So now let's try to compare this y to y raised to the power 2 minus y minus 1 to quadratic equation. So therefore, the coefficient of a here is going to be, going to have a here is going to be 1. So b here is going to be minus 1. Alright, so c here is going to be also minus 1. So therefore, using quadratic formula now. So using quadratic formula, so we're going to have y square root. We're going to have y equals minus b plus or minus the square root of what? The square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So now according to what we have up there, so let's replace. Replacement, we have y equals b is minus 1, we have minus, okay, then minus 1 plus or minus the square root of what? We have b squared, that is minus 1 squared, that will be 1. Then we have minus 4 times, what is a? 1. What is c? Minus 1. all divided by what? Divided by 2. What is A? A is 1. Are you getting it? So moving on, we're going to have what? We're going to have y, okay, equals 1 plus or minus the square root of what? The square root of 1 plus 4 times 1. We're going to have what? We're going to have 5. Then divided by what? Divided by 2. So we're going to have y to be equals 1 plus or minus square root of, so 4 times 1 here, sorry, 4 times 1, you are going to have 4 here. It's going to be 4. So we have root of what? Root 5. Then divided by 2. Are you getting it now? So what do we have? When we have y, we have y 1 equals 1 plus the square root of what? Of 5 divided by 2, which this is greater than 0, that is positive. And we have y2 1 minus the square root of 5, then divided by what? Divided by 2. So which this one is less than 0, which is negative. But according to what we are given up here, our y must be what? Our y is what? Is 2 to the power of x, which must be greater than 0. Are you getting it? So we're going to continue from there. So therefore, the value of y we are going to consider is what? Is the one that is what? That is positive, the one that is positive here. So we're going to what? We're going to cancel out this that is negative. Are you getting it? So what you're going to do now is that you're now going to recall that y equals what? Equals 2 to the power of x. So therefore we're going to have 2 to the power of x is now going to be 1 plus the square root of what? Of 5 divided by what? Divided by 2. Are you following? So therefore, to take the value of x down, so we are going to introduce logarithm with the base of 2. That is logarithm with base 2 like this. Then 2 to the power of x equals logarithm, okay, base 2, 1 plus root of 5, then divided by what? Divided by 2. So now from here, the x we have to come down. We have x log 2 base 2, then equals log of base 2, then 1 plus root what? Root 5 divided by 2. So that's what you're going to have. Then we're going to see that this one here we turn to what? This one we turn to 1 from the law of indices. We're going to have x equals, then we have log 2 base 2, then 1 plus root 5 over what? Over 2. So now this is our solution. If you don't want to leave it in this form, you can leave it in decimal, but this is the actual solution. Thank you. If you are just watching our video for the first time, consider subscribing today. Hit on the bell icon so that you'll be notified anytime we upload a new content. Thank you. Bye.